Hello and welcome to my video series, Productivity Software for Researchers. Today's topic is efficient and professional remote communication. But since this software that I'm going to show you can do so much more than just communication, let's better call it remote collaboration. The Corona crisis has put us all into home office, and we had to communicate with our teams and our collaborators online using several software pieces that most of us had not used much before. So I chose today two of these most spread software products to demonstrate how you can efficiently collaborate online. The first one that I want to show you is Microsoft Teams. Teams is a collaboration software that has been developed as a central communication and collaboration product within the Office 365 family, but it can also be used alone. The thing is that it is based on a chat communication, but also integrates other ways of communicating, like having an online conference meeting or just storing data online and commenting it. The other one that I want to show you, the other software product, is specialized in online conference meetings, and that is Zoom. Zoom got a real big boost through this crisis, but also got, with its new attention, a lot of negative feedback regarding its data security. And I found that it was great that we had this awareness, since Zoom was listening and changed a lot of things. So they came up with better encryption and are not using the data you are providing the way they're using it before, and that way made the software much better. I present it here since it is not the only one out there. There are other alternatives that I'm going to show you later, but as I found, it is the most stable one and also providing most features for a real good price. But of course, if you are operating under a certain organization that has other software like WebEx or BigBlueButton, it's also good to use that, and all the main features will be available in these products as well. But let's start with Microsoft Teams here. Microsoft Teams, as well as its competitor Slack, is a great collaboration platform. It is available as a free download, just as a standalone software, but it gets its real strengths when it comes as a central collaboration and communication hub in Office 365. What it does basically is to combine possibilities to communicate with each other within various teams. That's why it's possibly called Teams, and to store a lot of data in different format so that it's easy to refine it and well structured. So when you open the software, it starts with this view typically, that you have the Teams folder within Teams. So the software is called Teams, but within that you've got your teams, so the actual teams of people that you work in. And that can actually be from various organizations, and different organizations can work together and have one shared team folder in here. And so for example, I've got this one folder up here, this one team up here that is already running with different people in it, and then I've got this test team here that I just started brand new to show you how this might look like. It's in German, but I think you'll figure when I explain it. So basically this central hub here has a possibility to add various channels to each team. The first channel is always the basic channel that is being added automatically and will show all the news that are important for everyone, the news that get delivered by the software itself, and so on. But then you can add other channels to funnel your communications, not to have everything within this one channel, this basic channel. So you can just say here you would like to add a channel, and then let's say we want to have a channel which is about marketing, or since we are more in the university context, let's say we want to have one channel that is about lab work. So basically what you do in these channels is to have a conversation with everybody from the team who wants to add to this topic. So the channels try to bring together all the conversation you have regarding one topic, like a bigger topic. Not you do not open a channel for each small topic, because if you want to differentiate within that, there are other possibilities as well. But you want to have like these broader sections that your team is working on, and one of these broader topics, for example, can be the lab work. And the main form of communication within this channel is a chat. So nobody has written anything in here. You can start a conversation by just adding to the chat, saying, "Hello team, let's start," something like that. And then it will appear down here as it would appear in other chat software, and people can answer, can say hello back, and then hopefully other people would answer, and it wouldn't just be my picture here. But since I'm just alone in this demonstration here, there's nobody else. If I wanted to add other people, I would start up here and add people to the team here. In general, all the people who are in this team, so in the test team, can access all the channels down here. And I can also have longer conversations here. So basically the idea is that you would try to bring all the conversation within one team into this software and not have it in email anymore, or have it in like an instant messenger anymore, so that it is easier to find back the traces. What have you been talking about? Can channel it into these channels here, can search for it, and can of course add all the information that you would be able to add in email. So when I want, for example, to share a document that I have, I can say sharing doc, and I can add this here, right? Oh. So there we go. And I can upload it from my computer or insert it from OneDrive, or see if it has already been uploaded to Teams. But now I want to upload it here. I've got this test Word document, and it will upload and will be attached to my message here. And when I click enter, it is being sent, and you see how it is here. Other people can comment it with these short emoticons up here, but of course can leave their answers, and in their answer can have emoticons as well, tons of them available. They can add stickers, GIFs, like all these gamifications items that you would find to make a conversation a bit more human and natural, I would say, can also try to open, let's do that, and can also try to open instant video conferencing, but I'll come back to that later. So this is, for example, a great way to have this conversation in an asynchronous way, where you do not have to reply instantly, but things will get delivered very soon. And what you can do as well, because we are talking about collaboration here, you cannot just send information back and forth. For example, if people wanted to work on this document here together, it is now uploaded into Teams and available there for online collaboration, for online editing with various people. So everybody could just click on it and it will open a simple editor. So you have this online Word editor built in here, where you could say, this is just a text document. Okay, got it. And then when you close it, it should automatically be saved. How normally the online editors work these days. And then you can always click on this again and open it again. Or what you can do also, if the stream gets longer, there's a lot of chat going on, and you do not want to scroll up all the time to find your document again, there's this link up here to access all the uploaded documents. And whatever file it is, as long as it is one of the Office files, you get these online editors that you can access easily. Other files would be in here as well. So, for example, if I would upload a PDF, I could just upload this one, for example, and of course I wouldn't be able to do the editing, but it will be here under Files, and if I click on it, it will open. So I've got this preview here. There we go. And again, under Files, I can find my test document that I uploaded before, that I changed before, and here you see when I click on it, it's got the changes in it. So that is great for online collaboration, since people can meet up here and start working on such a document together, or at least when you're doing that at different times, everybody will always be on the same page, and you do not need to send the document back and forth, or at least send links to the document back and forth. Still, if you want to do that, if you want to remind somebody to edit this as fast as possible, you can come up with a link to this. So you can copy the link here, and then this will be copied, and you can paste it, for example, into email and send the reminder to somebody to edit this one. Within Teams, the referencing goes another way. Oh, I haven't even sent this message here. So within Teams, you can use other ways to refer. So for example, you can answer to one of the messages that have been sent before. And you can copy links to this one as well, which makes it easier to reference back and forth. And if you want to reference a person, if you want somebody to be noticed that you are talking about them while, for example, they are currently not online, you can do this always by writing at and then addressing somebody. So, of course, if I would address myself, it would appear here. But also I could address, for example, one of the channels which was just displaying. So if I wanted to address the Allgemein channel, I've got this here, and I could say, please look at Allgemein. and then I could say at XYZ user. Normally, if they were if they had signed up to this platform, they would be referenced now. Please look at Allgemein. And then this user would be clickable and at the same time would be informed that I mentioned them. And then if I click here on Allgemein, I can be transferred to the channel. So, and as I said, like all the main stuff that is going on will be here in this basic channel. So this informs me that I opened 2 new channels, like the marketing and the lab work channel, so that everybody's on the same page, what's happening here currently. But still, you do not have to follow everything like you would have done with email. You do not have to read each single email. You can just click on the channel that is currently of interest to you and see what's going on there. The channels can hold more information. For example, up here there's the possibility to open a wiki. When you click on that, you've got this very simple basic layout for a wiki that you can fill here, but you can also add other applications, and there's tons of them there. So you can have certain files, you can upload a PDF or PowerPoint or Excel. You can have a link to a website so that the website would open within that framework. For example, if your main discussion is around your web page, or you can add other things, whatever software you can think of. They are now offering a lot of integrations into Teams so that you can use the other applications that your team is working with and insert it here. So, for example, here, MeisterTask as a task management software, or here, WebEx meetings, or Poly if you want to insert a new poll, or you can add Trello if you have a Kanban board going there. So all these things could be added here so that you really got this central hub which helps you to access all the productivity data that you need in your average working day. If you look here on the very left side, there are different other links that you can open. As I said, the Teams hub is like the central hub that you would use. But you can also open chats to various people. So for example, here Poly is a polling software that I added to have a poll in one of my teams. When should our next meeting take place? And Poly opened this chat with me automatically and informed me that the poll has closed and the results are in, for example. But also I can open this chat and have like a one-to-one chat with other people, or have a bigger chat that does not automatically have to include the whole team, but various selected people that I could enter here. This activity informs me what is happening. So for example, here other people from my other team have answered to my postings, and then this would appear here. Or as I said, if I want to reference them, or if I get referenced, then this part here would inform me that I got referenced by them. What's also great about Teams is that it includes this possibility to open a video conference with people. That's what I mentioned before. So I could instantly do that in my team channels right here when, for example, you have this situation, or that was the other team, I wanted to go here. So if you have this situation, as we had in lab work, that there's a lot of writing going on and various people are answering to each other, you could just say, shouldn't we open a video conference and have a short talk? Might make things a bit faster. So you can just click here, and then this instant video conference is opening, and I could add like a title here, and then start doing that. And you see how this is opening, and then I can have a link to this a short conference here, or I can send an invitation email, but normally people would be around in the chat and would be added to this, so that we can have this instant chat there going on. But we can also plan a conference meeting for later, an online conference meeting, which would happen here. So I would say, when will it take place? And then same thing, I will get a link that I can send to other people and inform them, or it will automatically be in this team calendar that would appear then here, and will show how when the meeting will take place. Yeah, and that's basically it. Here's another link to files that will hold all the files from all the teams that I'm in, as well as activity. Up here will show the activity of all teams that I'm in. So that is for me great to have this unified inbox and unified data storage. And then through the teams, I can access all the individual things, individual information for these certain teams. Yeah, and that is basically how Microsoft Teams works. I said it's more or less the same as its competitor Slack does work. Slack is a bit more based on shortcuts that you would enter into your chats, whereas Microsoft Teams has more the typical Microsoft look, where you can click on certain items, icons. So here we've got the starting page of the Zoom desktop application, and it gives you basically the options to start a meeting or plan a meeting yourself, or to enter a meeting that somebody else has planned or started. Currently, there are no meetings that I've got planned here, and that is why they are not displayed here. But I could easily start a new meeting by clicking on this here, or plan a meeting, which would open this dialog here to help me go through all the different settings. For example, if I wanted to have a password, if I want others to be able to join with their video on or their audio on, and so on. Also, let's just start a new meeting here from the scratch. Hello everybody. And if I didn't want to have my private background showing here, I could easily go down here to video, click on that little arrow here, and choose a virtual background that I prefer. So I pretend to be in San Francisco, for example, or to be on a beach, which would even include some movement here. Of course, I can have like a corporate background as well, and various other pictures that I can upload here. Also, once we're here, there are different settings I can make here that would be relevant for a video, and they tend to be very detailed. So I can basically set up every kind of system that I want to be running here for my online conference. Let's say I don't want that background, I just stay as it is and have my normal working background. Same is of course with audio. I can have a lot of audio things then that I can adjust here. So for example, which kind of microphone, and I strongly recommend to get a good microphone, not the microphone that's built into your laptop, and not the microphone that got delivered with the headset of your smartphone, because both of these tend to produce not the best kind of audio and makes it hard for other people to listen to you. But for example, when it comes to speaker, it is okay to use the laptop speakers, but even better to have a headset that you can wear. So you can, of course, mute yourself so that other people can't hear you. You can still hear me because I didn't mute myself in the recording software. But when I talk while I'm muted, what you saw was that the Zoom software was displaying a reminder that I'm currently talking while I'm muted. So that is great. If you have been muted for a while and want to start talking again, and you forget to unmute yourself, it will remind you. Then I can stop the video here, and what I did, I uploaded a profile picture of mine so that once I stopped my video sharing, people can still see my picture and know better who they are conferencing with. Because often you have to stop the video when the internet is getting slow, and that's a great option here. I can display the chat, so bring that in here a little bit more, see who's chatting with me, because that's an option to write messages here, say hello by typing, and I can see the attendance of the meeting, as with all the conferencing softwares. So if you have various attendees here and you want to do some online collaboration like we want to do, what are useful tools that you can use? Well, you could, for example, start a short questionnaire here, but you can't start it instantly. If I click on it, I mean, I can do it, but I first, of course, have to add the questions, right? So I could click on this here, and it will not be I will not be able to do this in the software. It will take me to the back end of the software and will ask me to fill all the details here. So let's not do that now, but that can be great. Just be reminded that you would need a short time to fill in the questions, or that you would have to prepare it in the back end before. What most people use these days when they're working together from different locations is the screen sharing. So that's an absolute must for an online collaboration software when it comes to video conferences. And if I click on that, I can decide what I want to share with others. So I've got a PowerPoint open here that, for example, I could share, or I've got a whiteboard that is always part of the software, which gives me just the whiteboard to collaborate with people. So let's do that now, because this is an empty PowerPoint. I've got nothing to show there currently. So when I open that, I've got the Zoom whiteboard, got to fit that into the recording screen again. And as you see, it is basically just white, nothing else there. But then up here, I've got the annotating tools, and they are plenty. So I can write text, and if I don't like the color, I can change the color here, or I can use stamps, which is great if I want to comment on things. So, for example, what other people have written, yes, I agree with you, or love it, these things. I can draw freehand, which mostly looks ugly when I do it, but have like these simple shapes, like squares and so on. Arrows, all the things that you need, which is great to show connections, for example. And if I want to highlight things, I can add the spotlight to show people where I am currently, which is also great while I'm at a PowerPoint. And just to show that, so let's delete this simple whiteboard here again and close the annotation tools, stop screen sharing up there, and I'm back to the normal conversation mode or communication mode. And I said, let's do the screen sharing for the PowerPoint. And here I've just got this empty PowerPoint file, which is not being shared right now because probably I clicked on the wrong. So I gotta click on that and share it, and it's just sharing my Zoom software because probably I'm not in demonstration mode. There we go. So if I was in the PowerPoint demonstration mode, it would show my talk, but since I said it's empty, there's nothing to show here. Let's add a bit of data. So I could add the title here and the subtitle, and it would basically look like this. And what I wanted to show you is that while I'm sharing this PowerPoint demonstration here, I can have people annotate it. And it would work the same, that they have to find their commenting or annotating tools, click on it to open this annotating menu, and then they've got the same tools that I showed you before, and they can do the same thing. So they can say, yeah, I like this title by stamping it. No, okay. And while I want to show something, right? And can spotlight things and so on and so on, which is currently not working for me because I'm in the demonstration mode, but they could do it. So that is why I said they can do it when I give that presentation, and they can click on it. And the good thing is then that it would show like it showed on my whiteboard, and the possibilities to add there are great for having online activities that you would normally do on a flip chart in a workshop, for example. But here you could prepare a PowerPoint and then ask people to comment on it and to show you what they think of it. What you have to remember is when you've got, let's do another whiteboard, when you've got this annotating of people. So this is the PowerPoint again. I'll first have to finish that. So sorry, I had to stop the screen demonstration of PowerPoint before I can do that. And then I go into the whiteboard, and here's my whiteboard again. So you see that the stuff that I left on the whiteboard is still there as long as I do not erase it or delete it, which I can do here. And the cool thing is I can either just delete what I draw or what other people annotated as well. And as long as I do not delete it, it will still be on the whiteboard. But when the same is true for the PowerPoint annotations. So when this was an overlay of the PowerPoint, of one PowerPoint slide, and then I changed to the next slide, it would still be there, even though it would maybe not have a connection to that next slide. So then you would have to take a screenshot by doing this here, saving the whiteboard or the annotations, and then deleting everything before you go on. So this is something you will have to remember. So all this annotating is great. I'm sorry that I can't show it to you in detail here now because I'm the only one in this presentation. If I had other people there, I could share my PowerPoint file and also annotate it myself. But here I could only show it to you on the whiteboard. Another thing that is great is to have breakout sessions. And that is something that not everybody, like every company with conferencing software offers. And here again, I can't demonstrate it because I'm the only one in this session, but basically a breakout session would mean to be able to cut this main session into different smaller sessions and to send people there. So I could say here, I want 5 sessions and I want you to automatically assign people to it, or I can do it manually. And then if I click on here, these sessions would be produced, which you can see here now, but there's nobody in there because I'm the only one in this meeting currently. Down here you can have various options. So for example, you can say that the breakout rooms will be closed automatically after a certain time. So after 14 minutes, these would close, and then people would get a countdown, would see how there is a countdown running from 60 seconds down to 0, and only after these 60 seconds, additionally to the 14 minutes, have been completed, the people will automatically be retransferred into the main session that we're having here. So this is great for giving workshops, for giving trainings, but also if you have like a bigger meeting and you want to talk to somebody personally shortly while the others are still going on with their topic, you could open a breakout session just for you. So these are the main tools that are great to use when you really want to collaborate online together, because they give you the possibility to really do work together live and synchronous. What you could do as well, like there are a lot of other small options like showing reactions here, but what you could do as well, of course, is to use other applications and, for example, have an online mind map, have an online whiteboard outside of this one, and paste the links into the chat so that people could go there and use that there. And I will show you the alternatives, or under the alternatives in this video, I will show you 2 examples of that. So as I have mentioned before, Slack is the main competitor of Microsoft Teams. Actually, Slack was the innovator that came up with this kind of software, but then was being overtaken by Microsoft Teams because they are selling their product through Office 365, meaning it is now more widespread. Basically, both softwares do more or less the same. As you can see here with this Slack design, it's got these hashtags instead of the channels, but it's the same channel functionality there. And basically, they are more or less the same kind of software, but Slack integrates better into the Google universe, and Teams is, of course, the Microsoft product. When it comes to other online conferencing systems like Zoom, there are many out there. Some widespread examples in the German university system are Cisco WebEx, BigBlueButton, which integrates into the Moodle learning management system, or Adobe Connect, which has been around a bit longer and was the widest spread option, but was kind of slow at the beginning of this year and therefore got replaced often. I said that when you are collaborating online during a conference, an online conference, it might be good to use other online whiteboards or online mind maps because the software integration, the mind map that is already on board, is probably not the best one that you can find. And therefore, I recommend, for example, going to Mindmeister, which is an online mind mapping software which can be used collaboratively. You can invite people down here to create that mind map live together with you and then export it, for example, into PDF or images. And one feature that it has, despite like many small feature, is that it is German software, which is good when it comes to data security. Miro is another alternative, not a German product, but with even more features than Mindmeister has. So you can upload more things. You can design the whiteboard that you have. So it's more a whiteboard software than a mind mapping software. You can design this board in more ways. You can even add mind maps, and you can have a live video talk, video chat while you're collaborating on that whiteboard. Both come with a free starting service that allows you to use most functionalities, but only on 3 different boards. And you will have to pay if you want to use more and more features. And that was it for the alternatives. Of course, there's more out there, but I just wanted to give you a glimpse of what is possible if you want to collaborate efficiently online. And that's been it again. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope that you check out the other parts of my video series, Productivity Software for Researchers. Bye!